Hello and welcome to episode 3 of our Orlghelovar campaign. Now, we are going to be restarting here in episode 3. Unfortunately, Abdel did colonize this province in our last run, and that fully blocks us off. There are some shenanigans we could do to try and get around them, but honestly, it will take forever, and it's just better to restart. We weren't that far into the run. It does mean we lose all the really good expeditions that we did have. We got very, very lucky. And as we can see, there's none around us initially to begin with here, but that is A-okay. And we're just going to head straight towards our hold. That's the goal. We just want to head straight there. Maybe a little deviation or two if some people end up getting in our way, like say Abdel. We're probably going to be vassalizing them as we make our way past them. But other than that, we kind of just need to get there as fast as possible to make sure that we can actually claim it. Because there are also Canorians that will try and colonize this, like Corvuria. If they come and take out these goblins, they'll try and colonize this, and we can't beat them right now. And I would rather just not fight them at all, because that would suck. I would rather just get to my hold and set up. Get a powerful adventure captain, a 4-2-2. What kind of a general are we looking at here? 2-2-4-1. That's pretty good. 3 to 8 pips. Yeah, that's... Why do I have 9 pips there then? Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I getting an extra one from? I don't know. I don't know. We're cheating? Proof? We're cheating? I do not know how that happened, but hey, I am not complaining. That's fine. That's great. I think that's a great thing to have happened. Don't know how we got 9 pips, but it's fine. All right, we'll migrate here the first moment that it will allow us. And keep on moving on through. Now, don't migrate here. This is not my first time restarting. In fact, it's I think it's the 3rd time restarting here. If there's an expedition here, don't go here, because there is a monstrous person up here that can expand around. And if you say, I don't know, send 10,000 men into an expedition here, and then 1 month later they go and they have a border with you, they might declare war on you. Hypothetically, of course, they might declare war on you and full annex you. So don't do that. Not worth. Just keep on moving towards your hold. Stay focused. Worst thing that can happen to a dwarf is to get distracted. That's what I always say. Starting today, about 5 minutes ago. It's this crazy thing. It just came to mind. All right, let's continue to build up our troops as much as possible. Of course, before our expeditions, we are going to want to hire this discipline guy to give more base organization. There we go. Let's migrate over here. All right, there is an expedition up here, so we are going to jump up into the East Fissure, and then probably just migrate along these caves and then down. Because, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely longer this way, but it does give us expeditions, which are very valuable for us to have. So let's hire you and then save up for that discipline advisor. Pretty important. Go ahead and put our adventuring efficiency up to max, because it gives us lots of money, manpower recovery speed, and land maintenance modifier, which are all very important things for us to have at the moment. Okay, migrate in here. Wow, that gave us a view of all of the depots. I don't know if that's intended. That feels wrong, but it's fine. It is fine. Okay, let's go ahead and prepare an organization in the East Fissure. It is silver level, medium length, 500 to 900 possible loot. Let's go ahead and send 5,000 men. I'll say 10,000. 10,000. Prepare the supplies. I will never, ever, after our close encounters in some of the last episodes, send anyone with less than 100 supplies. I forgot to... I forgot the discipline. I forgot the discipline. Oh well. I will suffer with my defeat here. Let's go ahead and get our morale up to 6, and let's organize our troops up to probably a little bit more. Yeah, let's draft some plans, get 114. It's silver, it's medium length, shouldn't be too bad. Set the party share to 200 to make sure that they stay happy. And let's go ahead and start the expedition. There we go. Get that going out quickly. As for our mission, hidden in stone, we have an expedition target, gives us 50 free Diplo power. Beautiful. Love to see it. Adventurers find treasure. Rejoice, a group of adventurers have returned with a haul of treasure and an excellent tale to boot. They have handed in their spoils as per company code, but what shall we do with them? So we can gain 88 crowns, 22 crowns, and 5 adventuring efficiency, or we can lose money and gain adventuring efficiency. Well, we're pretty much maxed out, so I'll just take the money. Thanks. And with that money, I will build more troops. Orcish supplies. We have been made acutely aware of the fact that we are not the only ones roaming the caverns by our scouts' newest discovery, because ahead of us lies what seems to be an Orcish supply camp where they have stored food and rations for later use. Well, stored in typical Orc fashion, it is a big pile of random things. Look for the food. This stuff smells bad. Look for anything of value. Because we're not Orcish. Shinies. During the search of the pile, our men managed to find some loot, old dwarven jewelry, and other valuable trinkets, as well as gems and gold. The scouts returned to camp, proudly displaying their newfound riches, only for it to be confiscated and added to our own pile. 75 loot. Okay. Very nice. We'll gladly accept that. You are too expensive for right now. All right, going deeper, and we found 2 ancient dwarven knowledge. I think we're going to turn all of our dwarven knowledge into stuff for our holds, because it's technically better that way. I know that getting this government reforms done lowers the amount of penalties to our admin efficiencies when we reform into a regular dwarf, but it's fine. The choking death. Right, we've read this one before. Transparent clouds of gases get stuck, and we need to figure out what to do. We could tough it out, and we will increase the reward contract by 100. Find a different path or ignite it. Let's go and try to find a different path. Safe passage. Due to the labyrinthine nature of the serpent spine, it wasn't hard to find another way around the particular part of the caves, leading us safely around the gas into fresh air. At least as fresh as one can get deep within the mountains. 0.5 morale. I didn't want to get promised more things. I'll be honest with you. I promised you everything you need, okay? Rainbow clouds. Lying heavy on the ground like a fog, the trench in front of us is filled with a brightly colored gas, violet and green, blue and yellow, a rainbow of opaque mists. Not trusting the serene colors, one of our scouts throws a stone into the clouds. As soon as the stone hit the rock below, the gas detonated in a huge explosion of similarly many colors. This bodes ill. Threading along between the many bubbles of gas, the expedition tried their best not to enter any of the bubbles, while there were many audible explosions further away in the trench. There was a chain reaction brewing somewhere in the dark, only illuminated by the sudden bright light of combusting gas. Some people started to lose their way, cut off by the gas. When they finally reached the other side, they could see how a rolling torrent of explosions made its way through the trench and across, leaving nothing in its wake. How many explosions was that? 100 soldiers are lost, 0.25 morale lost. Well, rip. Going deeper, 2 more ancient dwarven knowledge. Cool. Military power and money for a conquistador. We don't need that yet. Though technically it's only going to get more expensive, so we're going to click it now. Go ahead and hire as many troops as we can. Would really like to be migrating soon. I don't think they're going to get this done in time. But I would like to get over there sooner rather than later. Wandering husks. We've read this one before as well. These are husks that can, I believe, do poison. Ooh, a poisonous explosion. Husks like these are naturally volatile, prone to self-combustion, releasing their toxic innards into their surroundings in a great explosion. This triggered a chain reaction, filling the cave with noxious gases. The expedition made haste to escape the gas, but some were infected nonetheless. The danger is now past, but a few have succumbed to the husk sickness, and a chunk of our supplies are so toxin-logged, they are utterly unsalvageable. Lose 5% of supplies and 275 soldiers. That is, quite bad. That is quite bad. Alright. Isn't this supposed to be like a medium length? Because this is feeling like a long one here. Like, I'm just saying. Feels like this is taking a while. There's currently nice 690 loot, which means that we have pretty much doubled. Reclaimers. All right, we found some more dwarfs. Let's go ahead and tell them to join us. And they do. We gain 300 soldiers, and the reward contract will be increased by 50. Well, that's not exactly what I meant. I didn't want to give them more money, but fair enough. We gained the soldiers, so that's fine. The Bat Cave. Look out, cried one of the scouts. Above us. He pointed up at the ceiling where a huge group of large bats hung from a rocky surface, their eyes blinking in the unsteady light of the torches. Roused like that, they descended upon the group, biting and tearing on the flesh of soldiers. Wild flailing without any form of coordination ensued, and panic spread among the expedition. Everyone for themselves. With the panic taking over more and more soldiers, any attempt at coordination and organizing a response has failed. The carnivorous bats hunt the soldiers through the cave, tearing them apart with little to no opposition, decimating their numbers. Bloodstained and pale are the corpses left behind. Everyone, out of here. We lose 0.5 morale, 100 soldiers, and 3% supplies. Wow, those are vicious bats. We got wrecked by bats. And we are running low on morale and supplies. Boys, you think it's time to maybe come home? I'm just saying. Maybe now's a good time to turn around and head on back. We've kind of been here for a while. Thank you. All right. Send them back out for sure. Pay them full gain 440 crowns and 146 of each monarch point. And this ancient dwarven knowledge will go to our holds. We'll go ahead and we will take all 3 techs. Beautiful. We now have 23,000 troops available. We will stay over our land force limit for now. And we will get over here as fast as we possibly can. That way we can go to war and then we can burn this colony. In a mine where 1 million diamonds shine. So we gain 3 development here, but that doesn't really help us since, you know, we're migratory. So we want to leave. But eventually we'll get that development back. Really hoping that this isn't completed already, because that would be, well, terrible. It'd be terrible if that happened. Poor government policies. I will lose stability. Yeah, I don't really care about stability, I'm going to be honest with you. Our stability doesn't matter all that much. Not like I need prosperity or anything like that. Doesn't affect how quickly we can migrate. Nothing. Adventuring efficiency, we're pretty much maxed out, so I'll just take a hit to prestige here. Alright, we'll go into Orcs Fall. Wood. Perfect. So let's go ahead and build a spy network here. We'll see if they rival us. I kind of hope they don't. Actually, I kind of hope they do. Well, either way, I'll rival them back. Or I'll rival them in general. And also, this is a colony that has and will not be completed, which is fantastic news for us. So that's the first obstacle overcome. All right, next obstacle, win the war. Shouldn't be bad. They have 7,000 troops. Next, we have to deal with the goblins. The prejudice of rulers. The memory of dwarves are long. The names of ancestors from 40 generations ago remembered in prayer, and the loves and hatreds of their people felt longer. Among the noble houses and wealthy elites of dwarven society, who still keep relics from the time of Orlghelovar, there is a deep-seated feeling that the whole of the Serpent Spine is the rightful possession of the dwarves, that their ancestral and rightful homeland must be retaken, and that no compromise can be offered to any lesser claimants, either dwarves of other clans or the goblins and orcs that still dwell in the darkness of the Dwarvar. As we've expanded and reclaimed more territory, ever more goblins and orcs have come to dwell within our territory. While the majority live at the fringes, many have found their way into our towns and cities, where they work as permanent underclass. Distrusted at best by the population, there have recently been rumblings that some of the workers have reached a camaraderie with these minority populations, feeling more in common with their fellow laborers than with the wealthy, and that they have begun to argue for extending certain rights and privileges to the orc and goblin populations. As word of this has reached the elite, it has provoked fervor. Have these foolish laborers forgotten of the glory of their ancestors, and who it was that stole the ancient empire? A group of wealthy and influential nobles have come to the government and demanded that we put down hard on any troublemakers and on the minority districts as a whole, putting those repugnant creatures in their place and ensuring that our state will not go the way of Orlghelovar. Long our memories are as well, we will brook no tolerance to these squatters to gain 10 prestige, or I can lose stability and prestige. Well, sorry goblins. It's nothing personal, okay? You're fine. I think goblins are cool, but I don't want to lose another stab. All right, so there is the claim that we need. Cool. Pull you back. And let's declare the war. Make sure it's a conquest war. Coolio. And let's burn the colony. Now we will move on to their capital. I'm not sure where all of their troops are, but I don't really care. The peace deal that I want is vassalization and max money. And end your rivalry with me. Unhappiness among merchants, you can lose your mercantilism. That's fine. I don't care about mercantilism at the moment. Eventually, that would be kind of nice because this is a terrible trade node to be in. But it is what it is. Is what it is. Alright, come on. Get the siege. Okay, maybe next time. Alright, there we go. Send the peace deal. Cool. Instantly migrate here before we unpause to make sure they can't send their colonists back. And there we go. We now have a vassal. They're disloyal, whatever. But they will repair their own hold. immediately for free. The AI gets to repair for free. So that means that's a hold that we do not have to repair that we will own, which is huge. That is a huge, huge, huge save on our resources. The Sapphire of Dwarves. In the northernmost reaches of the Serpent Spine, In the northernmost reaches of the Serpent Spine dwelt the dwarves of Dwarves, the brightest minds in all Dwarov. When the Dwarven crown was forged, the Skywatcher sent the High King a great sapphire as a symbol of their regard. It has remained one of the brightest gems on the crown for years. When the Dwarven Empire fell, the sapphire was lost, but found by Garen Orkren, a Castellarian adventurer who took it with him to Abdel-Ludum. That hole now owes allegiance to us, and the sapphire has therefore been handed over. I did not know that was what happened. Okay, so they had one of the jewels of the crown, and now we get idea cost minus 2.5% till the end of the game. We also gain 10 prestige. That is pretty handy. I would say that is definitely a pretty handy thing to have. Fort maintenance? Sure. I don't have any forts to maintain. So, yeah. I'll maintain them. Sure. Why not? We are a little behind on tech. Well, kind of, compared to everyone else in the real world. Not in the fake world of the Serpent Spine. I would like to migrate. Thank you. Ooh, it's also a expedition target. I don't love that the goblins migrate down here. I kind of wanted to fight them. But it looks like we might be here a while. Keep an eye here. We can get rid of these guys. Yeah, I think we have enough time to mess with all these. Let's go ahead and go to the expedition menu for Argrod 9. Organize the expedition. Silver, it's short. Estimate loot, 300 to 400. Go ahead and send 5,000 men. Send, I'm still going to send max supplies. But that should be good, in all honesty. Go ahead and send that expedition. See what they can find. Plus, it keeps us strong to deal with the goblins in case they declare war on our vassal, which would be kind of important to defend. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't really want them taking things over. You can lose the manpower, and we'll build back up to force limit here. That will do well. Now, this is a short one, and hopefully it actually means that. Bugbears? Goblinoids are no uncommon sight in the Serpent Spine with all the goblins and hobgoblins and such, but there are some rarer sights that are rather unexpected, such as bugbears, hulking furry menaces which stand at the top of the goblinoid hierarchy. They enslave other goblins, bully hobgoblins, raid, plunder, feast, and lie. A band of such creatures, clad in crude armor and armed with spiked clubs and maces, have been on collision course with us for the past few hours, as our scouts report. Quickly, the expedition leader assembles a small council to debate how to approach this threat. As further reports come in, the situation becomes clear, but also more dire. There's a surprising amount of them, and they have an entourage of goblins and hobgoblins as well. More corpses charge or make a show of force to scare them off. Well, I'd rather not fight them, so let's try and scare them off. Unimpressed bugbears. Our clever ruse to make us look like we were stronger in numbers than we actually were has not impressed the bugbears at all. They laughed and scoffed at us and began charging with far greater anger than expected, fueled by contempt for us since we tried to deceive them. Savage bugbears. The savage and primal strength of bugbears is nothing to be scoffed at. They wield their weapons with such overwhelming force that even our strongest shields splinter upon impact. Our screams mingle with their battle cries as the rest of their goblinoid underlings attack as well from the flanks, leaving us without proper formation. The bugbears charge into the ensuing chaos, their maces crushing bones and severing heads through pure brute strength alone, a terrifying display of nature. As the few who are left from the skirmish hide in the caves, they see the goblins rifle through our fallen comrades' pockets, nicking gold and other precious materials to present them to their furry overlords in a strange display of reverence. At last, they continue onwards, leaving the battlefield abandoned. They put the bear in bugbear, lose 200 soldiers and 0.75 morale. Oh boy. And our commandant is dead. We will go ahead and take Miltech here, and we will switch over to mass clockwork bows. I would really like to have a new commandant, thank you. Going deeper? Oh, this was supposed to be short. I didn't give you enough morale for you to do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. New air as well. Looks like the goblins have also walked away, which is good. Yeah, we could migrate. We're getting a little low on morale. Okay, there we go. Whew. 205 money, 68 of each monarch point. Cool. And 1 ancient dwarven knowledge. Awesome. So let's turn you into a general. Let's migrate to this expedition target. Do you really have only one troop? Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Declare war. Anti-monstrous. That is amazing. That could not have gone better. Go ahead and grab 10 guys and move them back here. And let's go ahead and start this expedition as well. All right, this is gold level, danger level, and it is a long expedition. Estimated loot 1900 to 2900. Okay, so go ahead and send 10,000 men. Go back. Set the party share. We'll worry about that later. Supplies, preserve, prevent, preserve, prepare, preserve. Cool. Organization. I think we probably want to get our organization pretty high here to make sure that our supplies last. It's not about being successful in encounters. It's about the supplies that I'm a little worried about. Morale. Make some upfront payments. Also pay some monarch points. Upfront payments, monarch points. 13 morale sounds pretty good. 14, even better. Party share. We'll promise them 500 crowns. So at the very least, we only lose like 500 investment. Let's go ahead and start that expedition as well. All right. We will finish this war up as well. Kind of cool they only had one troop. I definitely expected them to have like 22,000 or something like that. Makes our life easy though. Goblin ambush. Almost out of nowhere, a gigantic army of goblins descended upon us, crawling out of every nook and cranny, every small tunnel and crevice around us, with spit-fletched teeth and crude yet painful weapons. They scream in anger, preparing for their attack, striking fear into the eyes and hearts of our explorers. Death to the greenskins. A decisive strike. Quickly, our soldiers scramble to the front and prepare for impact, shields and spears ready for the onslaught. As the goblins approach, they are met with grim resolve, metal striking metal, steel scraping on crude armor. We slay countless of their numbers, and the rest soon flee. Blue surrender soldiers gain 200 loot and 0.5 morale. Now that's what I'm talking about. Going deeper, found 2 ancient dwarven knowledge. Huge. Very, very good. Wandering husks. Oh, not these again. Deadly explosion. We lose 150 soldiers. Man, we just cannot get lucky with those deadly husks. Just cannot get lucky. Military divided. Siege building. Thank you. Maybe one day we'll get this siege. Going deeper. No ancient dwarven knowledge, though. Alright, there we go. Private Nook is taken, so we will go ahead and annex this. Take max money. We'll be back, and then we'll use the special Purge Warband. We defeated one of the warbands infesting our lands. It's time for them to feel our wrath. So Private Nook will be decolonized. We gain 50 prestige, 75 military power, and 50 diplo power. And now, those goblins are no longer a problem. Which is super good. Super, super good. Alright. How do we look? We're so good to go over here. Going deeper. Okay, 2 ancient dwarven knowledge. How are we looking at for money? Loot, you're at 875. Okay. Don't come back with anything less than I paid, though. Alright, I'm not interested in losses on these expeditions. Gelatinous menace? Strange creatures, sentient, non-sentient, and semi-sentient alike, roam the depths of the serpent spine looking for the few morsels of food the hard and unyielding rock offers. Some of these creatures have turned upon others in search of sustenance, but no other does so with uncaring ambiguity than the giant slimes dwelling in the pits. They creep up on unexpected creatures, encasing them in their slimy bodies. A few of these slimes have attacked, or to be more precise, just walked over a few of our explorers, suffocating them in their gooey bodies. Cut them out or stand back. I mean, I kind of think we should stand back. I think they're already dead, but we're going to cut them out. With sword and shield, axe and mace, we shoveled the poor souls out of their miserable predicament. Once free, they took up their own weapons and descended upon the other slimes in a fit of rage, prompting the rest of our expedition to join in on the fray until no slime was left in one piece. Acid damaged some of our weapons. Oh my god! We gain 250 loot. We lose 100 soldiers and 10% organization? That's a huge hit to our organization. Options available because province owner less iron, copper, or mithril. So we have no iron, copper, or mithril. Oof. Man, that is a rough loss of organization. I will not lie. That is a very, very rough loss. They do go down to the next level. Lost malfunctioning golem. I believe we've read this one before. There's an iron golem that wants to fight us. And we kill it. We do lose 150 soldiers. We gain 75 loot and 0.5 morale. How are we looking on supplies? We're down to 55% of supplies. Antique machine. One of the best tinkerers in the dead dwarf depths has brought us marvelous news. Through hard work, Gungeon, a spark of genius, she has managed to restore an ancient dwarven machine to functioning, inlaid with a beautiful lattice work of mithril, brass, studded with gems faintly glowing with arcane energy, working with gears and bearings, still as precise as the day they were crafted, yet we still have no earthly idea what it does, and why it was built. Undoubtedly, it would fetch a princely sum for a wealthy collector, but we may also discern some valuable knowledge if we choose to study it. I'll take the 2 inno. Yeah, I'll take the 2 inno. And I do have my first government reform here. Surfacers, remnants of old. Let's give us more colonists, to be fair. Or serpent spine spelunking. I like the serpent spine spelunking. I think that's fun. Going deeper. Okay, if that's your plan. Another golem. And another golem down. We're getting good at this. I had like a 47% supplies. We are in the positive now on loot, which is, you know, the most important thing to me. Going deeper. And I'm looking over here. We are running out of time because we've had another adventurer spawn in. So that's not great. We may need to start kind of sprinting and ignoring this expedition target. We'll see. Another golem? Another golem down. Hey, we're professional golem killers now. Like, that's all we're doing. We're just taking them out one by one. Simple as. Oh, bugbears. Let's just charge them. Last time we tried to scare them, it did not work. Pest removal services. The crude armor of the bugbears are no match for our axes and swords, which are forged with great care and attention. Our shields and plate resist their meager strikes, while full of brute strength, they lack the finesse needed to really pose a threat to us. As soon as their underlings notice how their masters are butchered, they disperse and flee into the surrounding caves like the cowards they have always been. Soon, the battlefield falls silent, the bugbear slain, fur clotted with blood, maces broken, armor shattered. A victory. I wonder if their fur sells for anything. Okay, that's kind of dark. Lose 50 soldiers, gain 0.75 morale, and 75 loot. And the expedition returns. Ready to unfold and send them back out. We gain 945 crowns, 315 of each monarch point. Go ahead and take that tech and take that tech. Otherwise, we're going to max out. And ancient dwarven knowledge, we will go ahead and store it until we found a hold. Group up here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It really doesn't matter which way we migrate. So we're just going to go back up onto the roads and move through that way. Again, I don't... this is really bad. So this guy's going to cause an issue for us. That's super unlucky that he spawned here. If you remember last time, he spawned over here. So we have to hope that he migrates back up here and we can like sneak down, take out these guys, and move over. Now, it's not the end of the world if I have to conquer this guy directly and then colonize out to this hold. Though I would prefer not to do that. Would not be good. Would not be good at all. But if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. But hopefully we're able to sneak our way down and move it. All right, let's go ahead and migrate here. Do I risk it? Do I risk it and do the expedition? Let's at the very least see how long it's going to take. It's silver danger, long length. You know what? I think we're going to get this 15 prestige and we're going to leave it for the next episode. Yeah. I think we will simply leave it for the next episode where either we'll do this, we probably will, and then we'll try and make our way over here. We will see how it goes. But that is going to do it for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.